Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Leigh Fuge, and in this video today we're going to talk about the worst packed guitar pedal I've ever seen. This is one of the new Amazon Basics guitar pedals, and usually before a video I would open up a pedal and check it out, but in this video I thought, this packaging is so terrible, I thought I had to wait and show you guys what it looks like. So usually we'd expect a guitar pedal that gets shipped in the mail to come in a box, but this is just in a paper bag, so you can actually feel the pedal and the switches and everything else through the actual paper bag. So this packaging is absolutely terrible. Doesn't leave much hope for what's inside, but we're going to take a look anyway. So like I said, this is from the new Amazon Basics range. Amazon have recently branched out into the guitar pedal world. So let's open it up and see what I've bought. This was a very inexpensive pedal. I had to import this from the States, and I think it cost me in the region of about $40, which in the UK works out at about £30. That's all in, including shipping and import duty. So I'm not really holding up a huge amount of hope, but let's open it up and see. So this is a real flimsy paper bag. But the seal is really good. The actual bag itself is terrible, but it's got a good seal on there. So at least the pedal's not going to fall out, I suppose. Let's just rip it open. Okay, so it is kind of packaged. It's in another plastic bag. Not the best or most secure way to send a pedal through the mail, but there it is. The Amazon Basics Drive. What more can you say? So it's been fairly well publicized over the last couple of weeks that Amazon have been branching out into guitar pedals. These are currently only available via the US Amazon. Like I said, I had to import this into the UK. There's also a couple of other pedals in the range. I think there's like a delay, a boost, there's a tuner, a distortion pedal, and maybe one or two others. But I went for the Overdrive just because, why not? I like Overdrive pedals, so I thought this would be an interesting one. Plus it's green, so I think straight away we can kind of conjure up the image of what we think this might be based on. So the only other thing inside the incredibly flimsy plastic packaging is this little instruction manual. There wasn't even a box. The instruction manual tells me that this is an overdrive guitar effect, it's true bypass, and it has two modes. I'm not sure what the two modes are, because from what I can see, there's nothing that would differentiate the different modes. I've just got a drive knob, a level knob, and a tone knob, and an on and off switch. So unless Amazon are considering the on and off to be the two different modes, I'm not really sure what to say about that one. Unless there's some dip switches inside or something, I don't know. So this just tells me not to use the product in the bathtub, in the kitchen sink, in a wet basement, or in a swimming pool. So that's always good to know. Everyone should remember that when they're using pedals. It should only be used with an amplifier or headphones or speakers, so that's also good to know. And you also shouldn't use it on the stove in the kitchen. Again, very useful information there for anyone who's just getting into pedals. Don't use them in the swimming pool or on the stove. So there's not really anything groundbreaking inside here, so we have to save these instructions. I hope that's focusing on the camera there, but there's big bold letters there that says save these instructions. So this product is intended to modify the sound and volume of a guitar, electric or bass. It's intended for private use only, and it's not intended for commercial use. So that's quite an interesting intended use. Does that mean technically you couldn't perform a gig with this? Because anything you use a product for and get paid for counts as commercial use. So obviously I'm not getting paid for this video, I bought this with my own money, so this is okay. But if I was to gig with this pedal, then that would actually violate the intended use. It's intended to be used only in dry indoor areas. and no liability will be accepted from damages resulting in improper use or non-compliance with these instructions. So the instructions also contain a picture of the pedal, just with the labeling guide to tell me what everything is. And that's about it really. It just tells you how to turn the pedal on and off, tells you what the 3 knobs do. The drive knob sets the amount of overdrive. The tone knob sets an altering effect in the frequency of the signal. So if you're ever wondering what a tone knob does, that's what it does. And the level knob sets the volume of the signal. There's a risk of electric shock warning for cleaning the product, and keep away from children and pets. So that's about it really. I think we should plug it in and see what it sounds like. I'm not sure if anyone's got any preconceptions over what a $40 overdrive pedal is going to sound like, but let's plug it in and find out. Alright, so for this demo I'm going to be using my Shergold Provocateur and plugged into the Blackstar Studio 10 6L6 that you see behind me there, which is mic'd up as usual with the Lewitt Audio LCT440. So here we go, I've got the Amazon Basics drive plugged in. It's not got any Velcro on it, so it's a little bit slippery at the moment. I'm just going to set everything to 12 o'clock. These feel incredibly loose, which is not a good start. They really do move very easily, so you could probably kick those if you were ever attempting to gig with this thing. So yeah, straight up the middle, 12 o'clock. Let's see what it sounds like. Okay, so actually, it doesn't sound too bad. So I'm going to play around with some of the settings now. So let's get a low drive with a higher volume. So actually I have to say, for the price, this is actually surpassing expectations a little bit. Let's push the gain all the way up just for fun. Let's see what that does. I'll bring the volume back to about halfway. It doesn't have a ton of gain on tap, but it actually does a classic rock thing pretty well. So let's push the tone up now and see what that does. Bring the gain back to about 3/4 of the way up. Okay, so that's uncomfortably bright. Let's take the tone control all the way down and see the opposite end of the spectrum. There's quite a lot of movement on that tone control actually. So let's dial in a sort of a clean boost kind of tone. Let's drive all the way down and level all the way up. that's actually a really surprising tone. I actually quite like that. That would work really well in front of other pedals as a boost. It would actually work quite well into an amp that's maybe a little bit more broken up than the one I'm plugged into. So let's turn the gain up to about 1/4 of the way, make it a little bit brighter as well. So I've got the gain on 1/4 of the way up, the tone on maybe like 60%, and the level all the way up. And finally, just for fun, let's just turn everything up full. So the drive up full, the tone up full, the level up full. There's a lot of hiss, as you can hear behind me there. This is getting a little bit noisy now. That tone control is horrible. It's way too bright. Let's do that same thing with the tone all the way down. That's unbelievably piercing to the ears. That's actually quite a nice tone to my ears. So the drive on full and the level on full, but the tone all the way down. That tone control is probably the weak link with this pedal, to be honest. It's actually really overly bright. But when the tone's on 0 like that, and the gain and the level are pushed, it actually sounds quite nice. So surprisingly, that is a pretty good sounding pedal. I think Amazon have somehow pulled it out of the bag there. The switch feels really bad. It's very cheap feeling. It feels kind of clunky and stiff, and the knobs are very loose. So when you twist them, they just go with very little resistance at all. So if you were gigging with this thing, number one, it'd be pretty hard to switch on because the foot switch is a bit sticky. And number two, you could easily kick those settings out. So yeah, it's not the kind of pedal that you're gonna fine tune and give a beating to. It's probably gonna slip in and out if you end up gigging with this thing. But I don't think it's designed to be used by gigging musicians. Like I said earlier, I paid, what did I say, $40 for it. It was even a bit less than that. It was more like $39, including shipping and conversion to British pounds. So not an expensive pedal at all, but there it is. That's Amazon's first entry into the pedal market. So maybe some of you guys are going to check these things out as well. You have to go on the American Amazon to get them if you're based in the UK. I'm not sure about Europe, but I know in the UK they're not on the UK Amazon. I had to go and search for them elsewhere. It's pretty good sounding. Would I gig with it? Absolutely not. Would I recommend it to someone who's looking for, you know, their first drive pedal and they don't want to spend a ton of money? Yeah, it sounds great. It's got some pretty good sounds in it. It sounds like a green 3-knob overdrive. It has that sort of TS vibe. It doesn't sound as clear as a real TS to my ears, but you know, it's in the ballpark. If you're after that tone on an incredibly tight budget, this could be the pedal for you. So maybe you'll check it out and enjoy it. Maybe not. Maybe you'll buy one and think it sounds terrible. But let me know down below in the comments what you think about the sounds of this pedal. Amazon's first entry into the pedal world, and it's the very simply titled Amazon Basics Drive. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Like I said, please let me know down below in the comments what you thought of this pedal. Love to hear what you guys think of this. And if anyone out there has tried one out or they're planning to try one out, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it as well once you get your hands on one. If you did enjoy this video, please scroll down and hit that like and subscribe button, because you guys subscribing to the channel really helps me to keep on growing the channel. And I really love having you guys here and getting involved in all these fun gear discussions with me as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.